All right, guys. We'll go ahead and get started and people can join as they come on. Thank you for joining us tonight for the training team gear clinic. Tonight we have Jeff Wells with us, who is the owner operator of all three Fleet Feet locations in the Richmond region. They have locations at West Hampton, Short Pump, and Midlothian. So visit them at any of those and they'll be able to get you straight for everything you need for training and for race day and all that. But Jeff is here with us tonight to kind of take you through a lot of their product offerings, everything from like shoes and socks to hydration to anti-chafing products, one of Jeff's favorite topics. So I'll toss it over to him. And if you guys have questions as we go, you can feel free to just kind of unmute and speak up, or you can put something in the chat as well. And I will keep an eye on that. So here we go.
Thank you, Brittany. And thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I'm excited to talk to y'all about all things to do with running and walking as far as gear. Yes, I am the owner and operator of Fleet Feet for the Richmond area. We have, as Brittany said, we have 3 locations in town. And we also have a presence online. So know that you can always shop at fleetfeet.com. And when you're doing that, you'll find a lot of products that may or may not be in my store. We just have a lot of inventory online there. We have to do so to compete with the big boys online. But know that you're still supporting us locally here when you use that source. And if nothing else, it's always a good place to go, and you can learn more about the products because there's a lot of good tech information on the site at fleetfeet.com. But there's no experience as far as coming into our store and letting our staff give you the best shopping experience when you're in our store. And when you do that, we'll do a 3D scan of your feet to learn more about your feet so that we can make the proper recommendations for all things to do with walking and running. So I'll encourage y'all to ask any questions as I go through each individual category of products. I want to keep this open for engagement back and forth. But I'm going to kick it off with footwear. You know, that's what makes takes you along the pavement is your running shoes or walking shoes. And I know we're talking to 2 groups of folks, running and walking. And I just want to start off by saying that running shoes make the best walking shoes. Just keep that in mind. So it kind of starts with the footwear. And at our store, we pride ourselves in having the best of inventory of all the major brands and the models within those brands to serve you best. And then our staff is well equipped knowing how each models and brands differ from each other so that we can make the proper selection for you. A couple of just good things to know about footwear. Don't be surprised when we measure your feet that we go up a full size over the size of what you typically would wear in a casual shoe. The rule of thumb is a half to a full size. The reason for that is you want to make sure that the shoe has plenty of room for your foot as you go through your walking and running gait. Often with 28 bones in our foot, that's not your foot, that's my hand, but I thought that'd be better than putting my foot up on the table here. But as you impact your gait, your foot expands, and you don't want your toes hitting the end, and you want to be able to splay your toes out. So, for example, if your foot measures, say, a size 8, typically you'd be in the 8.5 or 9 running shoe. And you also want the proper width. So you want the widest part of your foot to fall in the widest part of the shoe so that there's ample room across your 5 met heads across here. You don't want it, you neither want it tight in this area, or you don't want it so big that you're swimming in it. We do a lot of business in the width business. Keep that in mind. It's almost like running shoes in general are a little bit undersized for the average person's feet. Go figure. And we do a lot of business in the width business, in the wider offerings. So keep that in mind. The shoes last roughly 400 miles. And if you're running in running shoes regularly, it's probably a good idea to own at least 2 pairs of shoes. And then you can alternate between your pairs of shoes. And it's actually best if you have 2 different models. And that way you're alternating between 2 different models, and you don't run or walk in the same biomechanical rut every workout.
So I've got a question.
Yes.
I've got a question about the alternation of shoes and the different models. So would you recommend, so for example, I run a Ghost and I've got a Ghost 14 and I know the 15 have come out. Would you recommend that before my 14s get beyond that 400-mile status, go ahead and get the 15s and then alternate between the two? Number one. And number two, what is your recommendation of getting that shoe prior to the race date?
Great questions. Yeah, thank you. So it's best to alternate your shoes, like stagger them the lives of them. So you're bringing in a new shoe when the first shoe is about half life. So it'd probably be a good time roughly now to go ahead and get that new Ghost, and then just start alternating them. And then come race time, you would be wearing the new shoe. The good things, a good thing about a shoe that works for you, there's not a lot of break-in time that's required. You just need to check that 15, that Ghost 50, in your case, the Ghost 15, and make sure it's agreeable with you. And as long as that's the case, it only takes a couple of weeks, couple of runs to give you that confidence that this shoe's right for you. I hope that answered your question. All right. So moving on a little bit, the sock liner that comes with the shoe is a very thin, flimsy piece of foam. It's not even considered an insole. And because that's the case, we often recommend considering an insole to be added to replace this sock liner. And these insoles are firmer. They come in we carry multiple vendors from it. We carry the Curex and the Power Step and the Super Feet. And these can give you just a more attention to your bottom of your foot and help marry your foot to the shoe. So again, it's replacing this thin foam liner that's not doing a whole lot underneath your foot. And the insole itself comes in a variety of different arch heights and firmness in the arch. And when you come to our store, we're going to measure your arches. And as you go through our 3D dynamic scanner, it also shows how flexible your foot is. And between knowing those measurements of the arch height and the flexibility of the arch, we can make the best recommendation of which insole is going to work best for you. All right, so the next thing is socks. So I often say our sock is probably our most valuable product in our store, because neither the shoe nor the insole is against your foot. It's actually the sock. So it's very important to consider that you have the right type of material and structure on the sock. So it's going to give you the most comfortable experience, and then the most the best one to give you in the environment you're running in, because your foot's moving, you're producing a lot of moisture. All those things need to be taken care of on a long run. So we carry several types of brands of socks. Our 3 top are the OS First, the Belega, and the features. And I'm assuming most of y'all know about these socks, but they make a difference. They're made to fit really nicely around your foot. Most of them are right and left specific. Often say gloves are that way. Why shouldn't a sock be that way? Your big toe's not so different from your thumb. They have padded areas where you need it, where we need shock absorption, like in your heel, in your forefoot, and then typically thin areas elsewhere. And they have a lot of elastomeric materials that help snug the sock to your foot. So there's not going to be any friction. You're going to reduce the chance of blistering. The materials are made to wick moisture away from your foot to give you the best comfortable moisture-free environment as you're running. We can actually get even more specific with socks. I'm looking on my table for my product here, and that is in compression. So one of my favorite products we have here is the CEP compression. So not only is it a sock, it's providing medical grade compression. And medical grade compression is graduated compression from your toe up to, in this case, on the full length CEP compression sock, it comes up just below the knee. And it's a lower pressure down below. So it's acting like a pump to pump the blood up from your foot upward, obviously back to your heart in a more efficient way. So it gives you support and increased blood flow. And it's a great product to consider. Not only does it come in a full length like I'm showing you, it also comes in a quarter length as well. And it also is available in a sleeve. Just know on a sleeve, well, on the full length sock and on the quarter sock, you can wear that 24/7, but on the sleeve, you can only wear it for several hours because you're cutting off the circulation down in the foot.
Jeff, can I just ask a question? Because I've only tried this compression socks once, and they were so tight on my foot, and I wasn't sure. Maybe it was just the brand or the sizing, but the socks didn't work nearly as well as the compression sleeves. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I think you touched on it. More than likely, it was the brand and or the sizing. They're constructed not to for them to be comfortable. Yeah, and I haven't heard that with our brand CP. So
all right, so I probably just had something that was a little too small for my foot.
Perhaps, yeah. They're very tight.
They are tight.
There's very tight dimensions on the measurements, and we measure by centimeters.
Oh wow!
And there's literally 5 different sizes. So it's important to get the right size, and our staff literally measures your calf ourselves to make sure to ensure we get the right size for you. Yeah,
that's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, and then while we're on talk about socks, we also have a sock just made specifically for plantar fasciitis, and we also, the same brand also makes one for bunions. Just so you know. So kind of hand in hand, as Brittany said, I'm a fanatic about anti-chafing products, and it's probably because I've chafed in the past and I know how bad it hurts. That shower is miserable, and after you've chafed, and I've since discovered that you don't have to chafe. And 2 of my favorite products are Run Guard and Sport Shield. Run Guard is probably best for somebody just used to the stick type applicator. This is the best stick product on the market. It doesn't have petroleum. It doesn't melt. It doesn't emulsify in presence of moisture. Those are important things. But in my opinion, an even better product is the Sport Shield. So the Sport Shield is it's like a band roll-on applicator, and it goes on with a very thin film, and it stays on. It's completely waterproof. You swab it on the areas that you anticipate shaping, and you're not going to have an issue with it. You might be thinking, oh, but I don't shape. It also works really good on days that you go out running in the rain and it's wet. The roads are wet. You're running through water. Your feet, your shoes, your feet, and your socks are going to get wet. It almost sets up the worst conditions for possible blistering. So you know the rain, you know it's a rainy day. You just go ahead and apply this as an insurance ahead of time, and you're not going to have the problem. Great thing, great product here. All right, so let's get into a little bit of I don't know, maybe some drink, and you know, it's 6:20. I call that dinner hour. I'm getting a little hungry, maybe a little thirsty. It's time to hydrate. Studies have shown if you don't hydrate, you die. Studies have shown that. So we want to make sure we're hydrating and also adding energy to our workouts. So what we need is when we're working out, we need water, we need electrolytes, and we need energy. And you guys are having Sports Backers has done a great job of supplying the proper products on the courses and during your training. And two of the best ones are the first one is the Nuun product, the Nuun Sport. And Nuun Sport is and this is a caffeinated version, and this is a non-caffeinated, and they come in lots of different flavors. I like to say Nuun makes water delicious. And what you do is these come in tablets, and you just drop your tablet in your water. Maybe in this case, maybe it's a Nathan water bottle that you drop it in, and you're drinking this early and often. And you you obviously want to drink water, but you also want to make sure that you're drinking and replenishing your electrolytes. Your electrolytes are your salt, your minerals. That's your sodium, your magnesium, and your calcium and potassium. And those things are needed in your body to help so many things. Your electrical system, to make sure things are firing, lubrication, and so forth. And what you're doing is you're reducing the chance of having any kind of cramping or swelling, lightheadedness goes on when you're lacking the electrolytes. And it's an easy fix. And I'm telling you, this might be the #1 thing that runners, longer distance runners, neglect and run into a problem and don't realize what the problem was. They think they didn't drink enough water, maybe enough sugar / energy. And what it boils down to, it was just the electrolytes they weren't replacing. So one of the best products, again, to replenish your electrolytes is the Nuun Sport product. The other Nuun product is the Nuun Endurance, and that's also an excellent product to be taking. And the difference between the Endurance and the Sport, the Endurance has 15 grams of sugar added to the formula. So not only are you getting your electrolytes, at this point you're getting your energy. That's what the simple sugars provide in a very efficient way. So that goes on. Other products that are good like this in the electrolytes, some of my favorite ones are the Salt Stick. And Salt Stick also is an electrolyte replacement. They come in a chew and a capsule. And you just take these roughly once every 30 to 45 minutes. These are chewable. However, the chews, you require 4 chews to equal 1 of the capsule. So if you do the math on that, this is probably the better thing to be taken on race day and on your longer runs. And this is just a good supplement to have at other times. And another good energy source is gels. And one of the products is a goo gel. This is the vanilla bean. It too comes in many a flavor. And we also have other gels as well if certain gels don't work with you well. So this is, if you haven't already done it, this is a very good time to be experimenting with all these drinks and all these consumables like gels and chews that you'll be taking. Again, they're adding the electrolytes and also adding the energy source that you require on your longer runs. These things can be sometimes can be, you know, they're working with your digestive system, and some of them can be harsh on your stomach, and you just need to experiment. Come see us. Let us walk you through our nutrition area, and you can pick up some things to try out. There's still plenty of time. All right. So speaking of hydration, some products used for hydration. One of my favorites is the Nathan water bottle. You simply put your hand through here, you cinch this up, and then the bottle's holding on your hand. It's insulated and highly visible and reflective, and it's just an easy squeeze bottle here. So you want to have something close by so you can drink early and often. And the same company, Nathan, makes a waist belt. And this is what wearing around your waist, of course, and your bottles are right on your hip. And this also gives you the added ability to have nice storage for your run and have quick access to that storage. All right, so during your training, you know, we're running and the days are getting shorter and the nights are getting longer, and it's time to really be thinking about our safety. We have lots of great product at our store. In fact, we just got shipments in because we do this time every year because the days are shortening up. These are two of my favorites. This is a nice vest that you're going to be seeing. Also, we got little clips you can put all over your body, left and right, front and back, and also just a more traditional visible vest as well. And then that's so you're seeing. And it's also important that you can see. You don't want to, you know, this is so you can be seen, but this is to see. We want to make sure we can see potholes and offsets in the sidewalks and so forth. It's going to get dark, and we want to be safe on the roads. And then some things for injury prevention. It's very important to provide massage and stretching of our muscles. And here's some of my favorite products we have in our store. This is our #1 massage stick. And these are things that you be doing on a daily basis. And you can just work all your soft tissue to make sure you can work out the knots. You don't want those knots can build up and things can happen like plantar fasciitis and Achilles tendonitis and shin splints. And often those things are happening just because you have some really tight muscles. The muscles can be tight in the calf, in the quads, in the lower back, in the rear end, the piriformis, and the glutes. And a lot of times those can simply be taken care of a daily routine of massaging and stretching. And some of my favorite products, I'm just going to show you a few of them. You're welcome to buy them all. They all have a purpose, but they all work. This is a massage stick. One of my favorite ways to stretch the calf is this calf stretcher. And this is from our Pro Stretch, the Pro Stretch calf stretcher. I should be giving some of the prices here. This is $24. This is $48. I should back up too on footwear. Footwear is roughly $140 to $160. And then socks are roughly $15 to $20 and so forth. Yeah, so, and then another product I like a lot with massaging is the Power Plate massage gun. I absolutely love this. I call it a toy. is so small, it looks like a toy. We have the regular size and the mini. I love this little mini. To me, this packs all the power you would need in a massage gun, and it comes in at $130. It comes with multiple tools on the end, a really good charge, just feels good on the hand, easy to use. I give it a 9.5. All right. So, and one other sock, while we're talking about socks, one other product I like, this is really good for stretching the calf. So this is kind of like the night version of this. You know, you've got this you can use dynamically during the course of the day. But then when you go to sleep, a lot of times that leg just gets tight during the night. That's why so often when we stand on the floor in the morning that our plantar fascia hurts so much, or our knees hurt, or our calf. And perhaps it just means that you could have had that stretch during the night to eliminate that. And this comes in at $40, the Strasbourg sock. This has been around for a long, long time. It's the product of night splints. And you can see it's much, in my opinion, it's much more comfortable and desirable than a boot. And even the boot barely gets it back to 90 degrees. You can see this is being pulled in excess of 90 degrees because it's pulling from the toe. And I think that gives a really good stretch. It's not just coincidence that these two look very similar as far as the position of the calf. All right, enough about that. Yeah, so speaking of supporting those arches, what better way to do it than a fresh pair of OOFOS sandals, right? We get excited about these. It's amazing. People are coming in like zombies head right to our OOFOS wall, and for good reason. So, you know, we want to leave our shoes. We want to give them a rest after we work out in them. But then we want to get some good footwear under our foot to recover. And the OOFOS does just that. Another product in that category that we've been very successful with this past year is the Archie sandal. All right. So for somebody that just really wants the style of a typical flip-flop, this is your answer right here. But you can see the difference. First of all, look at that deep heel cup right in the heel area. And then look at the size of that arch. It's 1 inch arch support. You don't see that in a typical flip-flop. So I like to say these are the flips that won't flop. And also these bands here, the straps, are undersized, yet they can be adjusted. So you can pull this out and hold it, and that spreads them out just a little bit to your liking. Really like these. So the OOFOS can be they're roughly $60, $60 to $70 to $75. And then the Archies are $40. So it's a little bit better price point here. There is a difference. Obviously, the OOFOS has that huge amount of cushioning, just a huge amount there. And obviously, the Archies are just like more traditional. This is a cushioning story, a softness story, and this is more of a support story. All right. Oh, so some of my other fun products. Another really a huge product in our store, the Gooder sunglasses. It's crazy how this brand is just so popular among walkers and runners. Oh, we get tennis players, all kinds of folks coming in. These glasses are roughly $25 to $35. They're polarized. They don't slip. They don't bounce. And they tell me that no one's been attacked by a leopard running when they were wearing these glasses. That's what they tell me. Who am I to argue with them? And then we got lots of hat wear. This is a really great brand, the Sprint hat. It's been very, very popular to us. It's a very technical running hat, yet it comes in a lot of different colors and styles. They really have fun with their prints, everything from bananas to tacos to pickles to rabbits. This is one of my favorite new ones, getting back to safety. This is highly illuminated and reflective. When you're wearing this in the dark and light hits this, this really it keeps you safe. No one's going to miss seeing your at least your head. I don't know about your feet, but it's going to take care of your head just fine. And speaking of headwear, another product we have here is the Shokz headphones. So we want to be, again, we want to stay safe, be safe out on the roads. And this is a, excuse me, this is a way to do it. Listen to music, listen to podcasts, but still have an open ear construction here. So you can hear all the ambient noises around you. This one is the Open Run Pro. It comes in at $180. And then we also have the Open Run that comes in at $130. Very popular product. If you just like to run with music, this is the way to do it. A brand new product from these guys, Shokz, just came out. I'm sporting a pair right now, and that's the Open Fit. So they finally made something more like a earplug here, but as you can see, it doesn't go into your ear canal like typical earbuds. And therefore you still have the openness and still can hear outside noise. Not as well as the original Open Run headphones, but pretty good. It's pretty good open there. I can hear noises pretty well. And the quality of ear plug is better than the Shokz typical. So I'm getting better quality. The sound's better. It's a new product, so it's been new and improved. The battery life is better. And these come in at $180 as well. It comes with its own charging package, USB connection here. Yeah. So wow, I'm looking across my table here, and I think I've covered everything. Short of walking y'all through the store. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I looked across the table. I told Brittany I gotta go get my garment. I said, wait a minute, I'm wearing a garment. I could just talk about my garment. So yeah, so the last thing here is just our Garmin product. It's our smartwatches. We typically stay within the Forerunner series. In my opinion, those are the best for walkers and runners. We carry the 55, the 255, the 265, the 955, the 965, and it's just a great product to have. They all have wrist heart rate. It's very accurate. They have the best satellites on the market, so their accuracy on their mileage is spot on. Long battery lives. I wear mine all the time. It's that comfortable. Yeah, and there's that. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. I'm open for questions here. I appreciate y'all having me tonight. There's a lot of equipment. I could argue all you need is a pair of shorts and running shoes. There's probably some truth in that, but there's also other products for those that need like more than that. And it might not be today that you need something. It might be a month from now that you need it. And just know that our doors are always open for you to take care of you. Oh, one last plug on our partner, our community partner, and Sports Backers partner as well, and that is SHOOD. And SHOOD is an acronym that stands for Shoes for Good. And we collect your gently used, and yes, we'll take your new shoes as well. That'd be kind of weird. You buy the shoe and put it in the box, but I'm open to that. And we help fit local homeless and needy folks in the Richmond territory. And we've been doing this with SHOOD for 7 years now. And roughly it's kind of on a monthly basis, we visit different locations and we do the fit. for them. And our shoe trunk shows up with shoes that y'all donated to us or sports backers. And we fit these folks in shoes, and they're so appreciative of getting a fresh pair of shoes. You think you use your shoes a lot? These are their livelihood. This is their most of the time, this is their mode of transportation. And they are so grateful to get these shoes to them. They tell us they are. And I love it. I see the shoes, and a lot of times I know who the shoes came from. And I try to tell that person where their shoes ended up. But it's just a beautiful thing. We collect shoes 7 days a week, all 3 stores, every day of the year.
We also have a box at the sports backers office if you happen to find yourself over there. That is generally very full after MTT on the weekends. Yeah, if anybody has questions, again, feel free to just jump in or throw something in the chat box. But thank you, Jeff, for your time this evening. We certainly appreciate it. Guys, Jeff and his team, like everybody that works in those stores, is extremely knowledgeable and will get you in the right shoe, the right fit, like the right gear, whatever you need. They're going to take care of you there. So again, the 3 locations, West Hampton, Short Pump, and Midlothian now. And they also, I believe your next half marathon training team gear up day is September 11th. So a few weeks from now still, but 10% off anything that you buy in the store on that day. So just mark your calendar if you're in the need for something.
Oh, Brittany, we got a chat here.
Thank you. They're just saying thanks.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Amanda.
All right, everyone. Well, we appreciate it.
Can
Have
I
a
just
great
put in
evening.
a plug
yeah.
for Shoed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Cheryl.
I know folks have a lot of choices about where you can donate your running shoes. You should experience one of the Shoed giveaways. I mean, they go to community centers, they go to food programs, and
High
it's
schools.
like a shoe store. They actually fit people. People come in, they sit down. Jeff and the volunteers, they get you the right shoe, the right size. It's so inspiring. So if you want a really good cause and know that your shoes are going to give more than what you've even used them for, please choose Jeff Fleet Feet and Shoed, because it's just a phenomenal process and experience. And Jeff's right, these folks use these shoes to live. So I just Robin is one of my heroes, and Jeff, you are too. So I just thought it was worth saying, if you don't know where to donate your shoes, donate them to Shoed.
Thank you, Cheryl. That's great.
Thank you, Cheryl. I'm gonna tell Robin you just plugged her. But it stays local too. That's one of the beauties of it. We know exactly where they're gonna go. Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you, Jeff.
thank you,
This was
everyone.
great.
This was great. Yep. We look forward to seeing you guys out there on the road, and good luck with the rest of your training and on race day. We're cheering for you.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.